is Fayo Williams, your safety Amazon, reaching out to you from the driving seat of the safety train. It's so good to be here on this cool Tuesday afternoon. And what are we discussing? Another very, very interesting topic. We are commemorating International Day for World Food Safety. Okay. And the topic is small business, big responsibility. I'll say that again. Small business, big responsibility, food safety in MSME food ventures. So as you buy food from Mama Puts, and you are taking small chops and you are eating amala feli, remember food safety. It's very, very important. We don't want you to get home and be doing run belly up and down, So we want to discuss what should be done with food vendors so that they can have, they can present to us wholesome food at all times. I will be joined by Oluwakemi Whesu. I think she's just calling in right away. So she will be joining us. Hello, is that Oluwakemi Whesu? Hello, is that Oluwakemi Whesu?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hi. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'll just read a bit of your profile. You're a learning and development coordinator with certifications in food safety management systems and a growing track record of delivering practical, engaging training across the catering and hospitality industry. You have expertise in food safety, soft skills, health and safety. And I understand that Kemi is very, very ambitious because she's pursuing certification as a personal growth coach and certified management systems auditor. Kemi, you are welcome once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
How is Scott's Catering today?
Scott's Catering is doing great, ma'am.
All right. We are so enamored to have you, and we thank our dear sister, Mrs. Kemi, Mrs. Kendi Daniel, for allowing you to, grace this event today. We are very, very happy to have you. So
we are happy too.
That's awesome. So now, from your name, Whesu, it looks like you are from my side of Badagry. Because
yes,
I'm a Sewanu that you are speaking to here. So
wow,
can you please rep all our brothers and sisters from Badagry axis, through, is it Ajara town, where all those places?
Yes,
so please, you have to greet them in your lingua franca. Let me hear you.
Oh, I don't know how to speak
Badagry. Okay, we are going to throw it out to the listeners. Listeners, if you are from Badagry, you have a Sewanu, you have a Miss Whesu here, and one of you needs to call in to tell us the correct greeting for the Badagry people of Lagos. All right. So it's once again, it's great to have you. And I just did a small intro that, as we pick up, the motoring public, so to say, because that is the major target audience for Lagos Traffic Radio. They pick up bonds and all sorts of amala feli from Buka and various small chops here and there. But 3/4 of the time, there's a challenge with these kind of foods. So in the area of small food ventures where creativity and passion drive the recipe, how do we protect the health, and the safety of the customer? How do we retain their trust? That is what we're going to be talking about today. The first question to you, Kemi, is why is food safety so critical for small and medium food businesses? Why is it so critical?
Thank you, ma'am. Food safety should be the foundation of any food business. It's the bedrock. It's a starting point because it simply means that we are ensuring that food and drink is safe from contamination and does not cause harm. Anything that you eat that causes you harm is actually poison. So if you are eating food, it should be safe and should be nutritious and not cause you any form of harm.
I cannot agree with you. I cannot agree with you more. I agree with you 100%. But now let's look at the most common food safety mistakes that MSMEs make and how they can avoid them. Because when I passed by those show glass, I think that's what they called it. You know, they are made with wood and glass. The whole thing is just keeping warm. I'm just thinking in my mind, what is multiplying in this food? You know? So please, can you tell us some of the common food safety mistakes that MSMEs make?
The first one is personal hygiene. A lot of them don't consider frequent hand wash. They look at the price of buying the hand wash liquid, the use of water, and they're trying to manage things, not realizing that the first thing to do is to ensure that your hands are clean and not carrying germs. The second is the use of personal protective equipment. We have the use of gloves. A lot of people don't understand the use of gloves. They use one glove for all the tasks they're about to do. They take the glove, they open the door, they close the door, they go to the toilet, they are still wearing the gloves. Some people just think that the gloves is to protect their hands.
Wow.
They don't realize that the gloves is meant to protect their hands from directly handling food. So we even need to drum up a culture of glove safety, how you use gloves appropriately, when to dispose of the gloves you're using. And then another one is work segregation. A lot of people don't know how to separate. They put the raw food where the cooked food is. They just put everything together without realizing that you need to separate. You need to ensure that the raw food, which are potential contaminants, are separated from the ready-to-eat food. So a lot of these things are some of the things that they don't put into consideration. They ignore, and it affects the practice of food safety.
Thank you very much, Kemi. So I'm still calling out on our listeners from the Badagry area of Lagos. We need your greeting. You have to educate both of us. The Sewanu and the Miss Whesu on the air today. We're looking out for you to call 0809-9120-777. Or in the alternative, you can dial 091-5387-7127. So while we await your call, I think we'll have a traffic update.
All right, you're still tuned to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Quickly, let's run through what we can see on the big screen in the studio. It's still very slow, heading towards Anthony Axis. That's descending through the Corona Loop, and that's due to flash flood that was reported earlier. If you are leaving the third mainland bridge, well, it's still very appreciable until you start approaching Ifako, where we have the field expansion joint. We'll be getting more feeds from the traffic managers.
Thank you very much for staying tuned on Lagos Traffic Radio. Safety Train is your show. And today, I have with me a princess from the Badagry area of Lagos. Her name is Oluwakemi Whesu. Kemi, I've made you a princess, so please don't reject my princessdom, okay? She is a food safety expert, a learning and development coordinator. She's passionate about management systems, and she has been advising small and medium food vendors on what they need to do. Now, let me just take you back a little bit, Kemi. You said something about hand washing, but right there before my eyes, I find Mama Ada or Mama Tolani. She will change her baby's nappy, and when the customer wants to go past her, so she said, no, wait. And she will immediately utilize those same hands to dish out some vegetable or tomato or whatever. What do you have to say about that? Because, you know, the women in the market, they build their life around, you know, what they do in the market. How else can we advise them so that we can retain food safety, food integrity, and no one needs to fall ill due to bad food handling? How do we advise them that in spite of you having the children around and living your lives around the market, you still need to make sure food is safe?
Thank you, ma'am. With regard to hand wash, a lot of times people in that space don't have access to water. A lot of them even use a bowl, which is not advisable to use a bowl that you have been using constantly to wash your hands. In another way, you can actually have sanitizers. We also have these wipes that you can also use to ensure that your hands are clean at all times. It's ideal that you ensure hand safety because a lot of germs are transferred to the food from the hands.
Let's tell Mama Chukuma, Iya Tolani, una dey hear me, so make her speak small pidgin English. They say make you get sanitizer boku for town or wipes. If you have to change Bomboy or change Lady Tolani and then go and serve your customers, quickly use the wipes on your hand for proper hygiene. Una dey hear me so? Una dey hear me so? You wait there for market. Make you no use I change nappy hand, go and be selling tomato. Because that one, na dirty and plenty of tummy ache you go cause. Belly go dey run. So let us go back to our questions today. In your experience, Oluwakemi, what role does consumer education play in encouraging food safety practices amongst these food vendors? Because when I see people at Mama Put, all they want to do is point and kill. Oh yeah, serve me this catfish, do this one, give me bokoto, rambad out, yellow man with one show boy. They are not even concerned about the bowls being left open, or that fried chicken looking very stale, So all they just want to do is, I want to eat. How can we bring up this issue of consumer education in this space?
When the consumer is aware, it helps them to know their rights. So when we create awareness, consumers are able to demand food service providers to deliver the services in the appropriate way. So when you are aware that these things are wrong, you will not patronize people that are doing it the wrong way. You will go for the people that are doing it the right way. A lot of people fall ill due to food-related illnesses, and a lot of the times we don't have these records, we don't have statistics. But because they have eaten food in certain places and it has made them feel certain way, they don't go back there because they are now questioning the handling of the food. Same way, when we create this awareness openly and everybody knows that this is how to do things, this is the appropriate way to handle food, people would always go to where it is handled appropriately because now they know their rights. And then the MSMEs would put in more effort. I mean, the small and medium scale businesses, they'll put in more effort to ensuring that they adhere to safety practices.
You are very, very correct, because if I'm a consumer and you hit me once, you not go have the chance to hit me again. Because if I took that your food and I had any kind of stomach upset, I'm not coming back. So I'm telling the MSME vendors, small businesses now, that food safety is good business. Food safety is good customer service, and food safety helps you to keep your customers coming back. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
That is it. Oluwakemi and I are in agreement with that.
Ma'am.
Beautiful. Now, I would say it again. Listeners, you can join this conversation. Have you ever had any experience with unwholesome food from food vendors? What did you learn from that experience? And would you like to share it on radio? So you can call 0809-912-0777. In the alternative, you could dial 091-5387-7127. So we await your calls. You can send a message, a WhatsApp message to that first number, 080-9912-0777. While we ask another question. So Oluwakemi, when you buy food, or when we buy food, what signs should we look out for to know whether the food is clean and safe? What are the telltale signs that could tell us the food is off or it's not fit to eat?
Okay, the first thing is, where are you buying from? The
Know your
environment
source.
where the food is being cooked, the environment where the food is being served. The second is, the person serving you, what is their appearance? Do they appear properly groomed? Do they appear that they have put personal hygiene into conduct. You look at the environment where you are eating. Is there an hand washing there to show that these people are actually practicing hand wash, personal hygiene? The environment will be the first thing to tell you where you are eating, you are putting yourself at risk. The person serving you would also tell you. The person serving you tells you the kind of food you're about to eat, whether it's safe or not safe. Those are the first telltale signs. Because a lot of times, food safety issues don't show on the surface of the food. The food looks palatable, the food looks yummy. But the conditions around the food is a problem. Then the third thing is the temperature in which the food is served. There are temperature ranges that food should be served. A salad should be served cold. So a salad that is served at ambient temperature is a breeding ground for germs.
Let us hold on. No, that ambient, let's break it down. You know, we have a large audience. Ambient is like a temperature now.
It's like the environment, the temperature of the environment, which ranges between, let's say, like 30, 35 degrees Celsius.
And in February, it can be even higher.
Yes, ma'am. So the salad in that condition, you know that is a breeding ground. Probably it has been taken out of the refrigerator for so long and it's just lying there looking sick, and you still want to eat it. The food that is being served too, you're supposed to eat food hot food hot, cold food cold. So you're eating hot food cold, or it's in between. It's not hot, it's not cold.
It's just there.
Outside somewhere, you don't understand the condition in which it has been handled. Those are the things that you can observe as a consumer to know whether the food is safe or not safe.
Thank you so much, Oluwakemi. You know, this is what we tell people when you go to Owambe. Otire, salad, otire. You can see that the salad is tired, and you are still asking them to serve it with the jollof. Look, it's very, very dangerous. So that is what Oluwakemi is telling us today. And for those of us who just eat food anyhow, you are beginning to learn otherwise today on the program. So let's look at training, because we see that you're so passionate. You're a learning and development coordinator. You're a food safety management systems trainer, and you inspire teams, you know, for growth and all. So my question now is, how can MSMEs train their staff in safe food handling, even with limited resources?
The first thing they should do is they should institute a system and a structure where food safety practices is the bedrock. So I'm employing somebody into my organization where we have a separate place where we prep raw food. We have a separate place where we cook food. That's the starting point. Because you're already giving them an orientation. Which you don't even have to start spending money, but as they are coming on board, you're already telling them the way it's done in your system. You're already following the standard. The standard is the same worldwide. Globally, it's the same standard. And it's not so hard to practice. It's just doing the right thing and documenting your processes. So once you have that in place, it's easy to actually train your staff. And there are several online materials available, and they are for even people that are not so learned. It's simplified.
Okay.
There's a particular one where we have clean, separate, cook, chill. It's simplified. You know, you're supposed to clean all your raw materials. You're supposed to clean everywhere you work. You are supposed to sanitize your workspace. You know, you're supposed to separate. It's so simplified that anybody can look at it and they can ride on it. So
beautiful.
Information is out there. We can access a lot of information, but most importantly, there should be a structure that teaches food safety to employees.
There's no excuse for lack of structure and lack of food safety principles in your organization, even if you are very small. I'm still looking forward to having some callers, you know. This, hello, sir. Good evening. Is that Elder Tewagbade?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Quite a long time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for staying faithful to this station.
Well done.
Yes, sir. Do you understand Badagry, sir?
Do you know what they call ESA?
Esha.
Esha.
Yes, Madam Oluwakemi will answer.
With the leftovers of this.
Ooh, we're not hearing you very well.
Hello?
Hello. Can you quickly repeat the question, sir? We are getting to the end of the program. Hello? Oh, I'm so sorry we lost him. But Oluwakemi, Elder
Yes.
Tewogbade wanted to ask you whether you know Esha, what they call Esha. And I believe he wants to know the implications of some of the housewives going for that kind of food in making their family meals. But just before you answer, you'll use that as your parting shot. Can we have the last update? Thank you.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Oh, well, like I mentioned earlier, some areas are still cloudy and it's wet in some other parts. Please be rest assured that we will be here to give you the best of travel advisory. But for now, the roads are still looking quite appreciable, though building up in some parts. It is return journey. It can only get better only if you do the right thing.
Thank you very much. And now we are rounding up on Safety Train on Lagos Traffic Radio this beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Hello.
And hello, sir. Is that Elder Tewogbade? Okay, sir. Please
Yes,
ask
yes.
your question. We'll use it to round up. Yes.
When we saw it say rotten
Tomato and pepper.
tomato and pepper, do you know some of them use it to cook for the public? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. We understand what you mean. And I would like our guest today to tell the vendors, the implication of using these rotten tomatoes and peppers to cook. Yes, to cook for the public. Thank you very much, sir. I believe that's your question, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So, Oluwakemi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
People are selling the cookers.
Yes, sir. We would answer the question because we are out of time. Thank you so much. So, Oluwakemi Whesu, please,
Yes, ma'am.
Elder Tewogbade has just brought up a very important point. The use of rotten tomatoes and peppers, popularly known as Esha, by some vendors to cook for the public. What are the implications of this kind of practice?
It's very unhealthy. We start with that. It's not right. It's unhealthy. You are cooking for a people that you don't even know their health status, because when we talk about food safety related issues, that's the foodborne illnesses, it affects the children more. It affects people that are sick, who already have an illness, and then the elderly people and the pregnant women. You don't know the class of people you are serving food to, and you are opting for not so quality raw materials. You're already exposing them to danger. As a food service provider, ensure that you go for quality products. They even enhance the taste of your food. They enhance the look of your food. A rotten product already has the activity of microorganisms in it. That's what causes spoilage in the first place. So why go for something that is already spoiling?
Thank you.
My advice for them is to desist from the habit. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I'll take that as your final word. Oluwakemi Whesu, you have rightly told us that using wholesome food will enhance the taste and enhance the look if you use wholesome ingredients. And of course, if you do the opposite, you have the consequence in that you are going to lose customers. So thank you so much for gracing Safety Train this beautiful Tuesday. Once again,
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Big shout out to Mrs. Kehinde Daniel of Cots Catering for making this happen, and we look forward to more collaboration. This program has been proudly supported by Rely Supply Limited, providers of first aid boxes and training. For brand promotion on radio or to show that your brand cares about safety, do call us on 0818 1313156. I'll say that again, 0818 1313156. Till I come your way again. I remain Fayo Williams. I'm available across social media at Fayo Williams on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Till I see you next week, it's via con Dios, which means go with God.
In a city that never sleeps.